And here we are. This is the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, your astrologer, and we will be looking at the skies as we always do and chatting with those in the chat room. And if you would like a reading from me, you can get a private reading at weforetell.com. And the way to do it is to find the contact number and the schedule below in the description. And you'll also check out our other free material here on YouTube, things like the horoscopes, tarot lessons, and compatibility videos. If you like what you see, please hit thumbs up because it really does make a difference. And we do thank you for your support. And this is July the 28th of 2023. So we of the Cosmic Watch would be remiss in our duties if we didn't point out that the sun is in the sign Leo today. And in the chat room, we have, here's SJ and Heather both saying good evening. Heather checking out my new haircut. have to stay in good trim because I have a new camera tonight. That's right. So you can see the real me, right? SJ, what has been going on in in your life since last week? Moon's in Sagittarius tonight, and so things are happening. You know, if if we take a quick look for for uh, as we always do with our people in the chat room, and these are subscribers to the channel, and they're able to ask their questions and also to follow along with our readings and discuss what's been going on in their lives as things are happening. SJ says, just living, making doctor appointments. Whew, I had three, three in a week last week. And man, they do stack up, but all paid off for me. SJ, if I was to pull a card on you right now, it's that's just what's being indicated there is that those doctor appointments that you made will all pay off, and yeah, the weather has just been terrible as far as trying to have any energy. Heather says also, chiropractor helps so much for me. You know what I do? I hang upside down, on one of those tier boards, and I have found fantastic relief. Every muscle in your body is connected to your spine, and when you hang upside down, you take the pressure off of the weight bearing muscles and bones, and you give them a chance to rest. It's like doing Tai Chi, slow exercise that brings on the endorphins, but it doesn't stress you. It doesn't hurt your body. So, and the chiropractor is the next step. I mean, when they pop your spine, that not only does it put you back in line, but it also releases the natural healing and feeling better chemicals that are inside your spine, and that's what turning upside down does. When you flip upside down, all of the little cups in your spine flip the other way, and then when you come back up, it's like squeezing them, and you're releasing all that into your system. It's a wonderful thing. Heather says, I'd be afraid to hang upside down. And you really have to start slowly. Uh, there's a position where you're only three-quarters of the way, and you spend the first month doing that, or you can hurt yourself. You can, especially well, people. It's all about using your own weight to balance out, so that your feet, your ankles are locked in to these very soft stirrup type things. So when you hang upside down, you're being held like someone is holding your ankles and holding you, securely there. No problem with it not being secure. And it's a wonderful workout that you can get in 2 minutes time, because you don't want to hang up upside. That's another thing that people do, that they have a problem if they try to start out too strong, right? And they do too much too quick, and you can hurt yourself. But the upside down, I'll tell you, the amazing thing that it did for me was help every joint in my body, right down to my hands and my wrists. I I am as pain free. I'm 73 years old. I'm as pain free right now as I've ever been in my life. And a lot of this came from, I believe, hanging upside down. I've been doing it for about 2 years now, and it gives me the if I don't do it, boy, do I feel it in my back and your legs, and it's all about stretching out, and that's what the Tai Chi exercises are, that are so good for you. You do a slow motion exercise, and your body releases the healing endorphins and the curatives, just as if you were really stressing your body and you needed them. As you were really creating that need for it by exercising in your body. You know something we were talking about in the last time we got together was old souls, and how old souls can recognize each other, and how there is um, a connection between humans here who have been on this earth before. And it takes an old soul to recognize another old soul. And if you have been in previous lifetimes, then uh, you have the ability to be able to uh, recognize it in other people. And it's the same as recognizing that there is angel in some human beings. It, there is all all of human life had to restart at the end of the last ice age, 25,000 years ago. There were no human bodies. So, considering that angels came first, angels were always here. You can't kill a soul. You can't, of course, kill an angel. They're eternal. So when 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 the world thawed out and the population wanted to come back, it stands to reason that it was an angel through immaculate conception that produced Adam and all of the atoms around the world. Certainly Adam and Eve were not the only enclave of people. So, an angel. Angels are neither male nor female. There's something else altogether. And it was, I believe that Eve was the angel, Mother Earth. And in that form was able to conceive through immaculate conception. And what was conceived is a man of the earth, the human, the Adam of the earth, and Eve is of the stars. And this is that this story has never been told. Let you know that men wrote the story, and they were wrong. Everything that we know through Genesis is written by the man Moses. Right? Moses is the seventh generation from Abraham, the leader of three different religions, the creator of the religions. Moses is our first historian. Moses is the one who wrote things down. Moses is, of course, the hero of the story. He's the one who wrote it down. But as far as the creation of the world, what Moses was writing was what he knew, right? A man of his time and his understanding. That was his understanding of the myths that had been passed down, and he wrote what was the general understanding of the time of how the creation had happened. And these are the first writings. The Torah, the Quran, the Bible, they all began with the first 5 chapters, the laws of books of Moses. And this is when up until this time, the only way to pass information from human to human was the oral tradition. Up until this time, you had to listen to everybody that spoke to you. You had to remember what they were saying because nothing was being written down. So it's when things began to be written down that people discovered that they could go back and check these things. You could go back and erase history and write what you wanted to. So when we lost the oral tradition, we lost so much truth. Things can change once you write them down, much easier than they can if they are just being memorized and passed from one to another. And so this is one of the great things about the old souls is that they accept that they have been here in previous lives, and that means that they accept that they will have more lives. This is not their last chance. This is not the only opportunity that they're going to get. And that's very important because so many people, religious people, think that they have already committed a sin that's so big it can't be forgiven. That's why bad people keep doing bad things. Never really see the light because they think they're already shot. And if they consider this to be their only life, well, why would they not just go ahead and enjoy it? Because they're already condemned to whatever they consider is going to be the afterlife. And when one old soul sees another, there's a chance, a very good chance, that those old souls know each other because they've been in previous lives with each other. In in our in our lifetimes, we don't travel alone from lifetime to lifetime. We travel with a group, a set group, three, four, five. And how many can you recognize? These people travel together from lifetime to lifetime, and they learn the same karmic lessons. The group can change roles that they play. Heather says, kind of like school, we grow up with the same people in our class and our school, exactly like that. And this is this is how people find soulmates, people that they consider to be their the one they are fated to be with. And the greatest way to know if you're just wasting your time with someone or if you are actually fated to be with them, the barometer is, can you forgive them? Every human on this earth makes mistakes. Everybody screws up. Those who can admit their own mistakes and learn from their mistakes, well, they progress. if you can learn from your mistakes, if you can see the patterns, see the cycles that are continuing to come through your life and give you the opportunities that you get to learn and forgive. If you can forgive a person, that's how you know that they're supposed to be in your life. Those that have done something against you, to someone else that you saw that you just can't get past, that is your guides letting you see what they think you need to see. And this is how people can look into the eyes of one person and see another old soul, look into the eyes of another person and see, say, reptile eyes, something that scares them, something they're being shown, something that will scare them to warn them against being with that person. And forgiveness works the same way. If you can't find it in your heart to forgive someone, then they've really, man, they've gone out of their way, because humans have such forgiveness in their hearts. Humans are capable of such fantastic amounts of forgiveness. Uh, Over and over, think about humans all over this earth, all 8 billion of them. What they have in common is they can forgive their own children of anything, an unlimited amount of times. That's the way the human mind works. Forgiveness is always possible, and we consider things to be impossible until we do. Why would it not be your life purpose to do what is hardest for you to do? It certainly can't be to do what's easy. I mean, is your life purpose just to play, just to do nothing? to lay around heaven all day, uh, I don't know. It's having a purpose is what motivates people in this lifetime. I think the ones who really cause the trouble in this world are those who can't find their purpose. They don't feel like they truly have a reason. That's the world treating people differently in every generation. Things have to change from generation to generation. Uh, and we are um, we've gotten to the point where we live so long that we're stretching out so many different generations trying to live together now. And SJ says, um, my sons, will they be okay without me? Will they be okay without you, SJ? Oh, yeah, yeah. When you you see that the card came upside down, and that means the opposite of what you're looking at. And what that means is that they will be inspired by you even more so when you're not with them. And it's because of what you're doing now. So yes, don't worry. They they understand that when you pass, you're still going to be available to them. They'll, they'll be able to make contact with you, you with them. You will be able to to pass along information to them. You you can be a spirit guide to those boys. One son health problems, the other doesn't work at Teresa. Mine's 42. It's a common problem. The the health problems that that are coming up there are about to be released. And that's what the bird flying away there is. There's there are new treatments for things that are just amazing. It's incredible. It, I think what that health problem is they think really they can't treat now is soon going to be treatable. There's a big change coming for him in that health. And the 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 problem with so many of a certain age right now is lack of motivation, lack of knowing what to do, lack of having an interest in something, to be interested in it. And the what he has to do is drop the lifestyle that he has now. That's he is with the community, either online or in the neighborhood or in the town, that is keeping him right where he's at, because they're all in the same pond there. So it's helping him get past that. That would be the biggest thing you could do. I think it's uh, mm, you you're feeling very vulnerable right now. You know, you're your health is it's because you think you are ready to check out. You, so you're ready. You look like you look like you've accepted this, and it's not going to happen for you've got years. Well, no, no, don't think this is just. Uh, don't think it's going to happen the way you're fantasizing about it right now. You uh, things that you have been asking for are on the way. Things that you've already asked for have been put in motion to to keep you here, to give you a reason to be here. Of course. Oh man, I could be a who knows, who knows. But it's something, and this could be the change in health for the boy. That could give you a reason to want to be for a good while longer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our health is so tied to our own self-image. It, when when you see yourself as sick and ailing, it it really builds upon itself. We're as humans, we believe what we see, and things can be turned around so uh, so well by uh, by watching each other. That's one of the reasons there's 8 billion people on this planet, is so we can all learn from each other, so we can be able to live together. No, nobody was ever meant to be alone. As SJ says, retire. Yeah, yeah, man. I retired years ago. It's, and and if you don't find something to do, boy, you can just retire yourself. I mean, you really only the past is written in stone. You get to write your future. The the future that is shown to you by your guides. When your guides um, have looked at the life records, that when they've seen the book of life, and they're going to tell you something in a way that will do you good. They they often use your health to get your attention. I know they did to me. Yeah. And what you have to be careful of is if you don't pay attention, and they will push harder when they want to get your attention. So you need to respond. Your spirit guides are with you to be helpful, and they really want to be of use. And this is why asking for what you want means so much. Heather says, gained a lot of weight after discontinuing the medication this year. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Um, I know. I had a dose of steroids myself, and wow, what it really medications can really change your life here. Will you be able to lose, Heather, that weight this year? Not all of it, not all of it, but at least you'll come to understand why and how. And but it's going to be hard to do this year. It will. And, and the worst thing you can do is try and lose it too quickly. That's how you can really hurt yourself. You know, is to starve yourself. Really, the worst thing that you can do is to try and to fast, because it's so hard on your body. But it does clear your mind out. And, oh boy, excuse me. I was telling the truth there, right? That had to come out. Heather says, discussing it with my doctor on Monday. Uh, yeah, yeah, and the the one of the worst things about the, the family being gone is to have to eat alone. Eating alone. Oh, that's it, you you binge. You know, you eat for comfort. Uh, it's boy, and it's such an easy habit to fall into. It's and there's so many things to when you starve yourself. That's what the monks used to do to be able to see visions, right? I mean, this is the Buddha almost starved to death. He was down to eating 3 grains of rice a day when the other monks, his friends, made him eat. They said enough of this. His friends came to his rescue and showed him that fasting is not the way. There, there, there was a better way of communicating with the unseen world, because it's all right there. It's within you. Each and every one of us have a connection to God, a personal connection, and this is why we have to understand that everything that comes to us is just meant for us. Don't try to push your beliefs onto someone else. It never works. Humans can help each other learn, but you can't really teach anybody. You can show them. You that's the best way to learn anything, is to watch an expert do it. And this is exactly what happens when you contact your uh, your predecessors, as it were, when 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 you do things for the first time. You have a spirit guide with you every step of the way. The first spirit who did what you're doing still exists, still helping others learn, still being useful, being useful. That's that's angels came first. Angels had free will. Angels had a need to be useful. This is why there's fallen angels. Okay, so when God, when the mind of God moved from the dream state to the real state. God set in motion what God had dreamed, and that's the history of the universe. God's first thought was of others. That thought created the angels. The, the angels are the hands and the faces and the voices of God. The many voices, the many faces. Imagine an angel has to be able to come into the mind of any of the 8 billion people on the earth. An angel has to speak every language that there is, all 260 something different languages. Um, when when the first angel came to Abraham, he spoke in Abraham's language. Abraham understood every word. That means everybody has a personal relationship with God. Everyone is spoken to by God through the angels. The angels, some people are more conceited about it than others. They consider that only they have been spoken to by the angels. And they're also very conceited about the fact that that angel that came to them looked very much like them because the angel wanted to win their trust. I mean, the angel wouldn't come as their enemy, would he? Would they? You know, angels neither man nor woman. God neither man nor woman. It's something else altogether. So the angels have free will, and the angels come to people through your own voice and looking like you. And this is why people consider, let's say, only their gender is truly blessed by God. And we end up with men trying to control the lives of women. And that that stops what should be happening. The natural order of things is mutuality, to work together, to be uh, uh, a pair of humans are like become the two different sides of the same coin. They come together. They form a union, and this also works in communities, in small communities where people learn to work together, and then you form larger and larger cooperatives, and eventually you get so big that you screw things up as bad as we do today, right? It's the real problem with the world is that we we have authorities. Everybody everybody answers to some authority, and instead of natural order, the natural order that we would love to have, what we have is an order that is imposed upon the people by the authorities. And that's what creates all the violence of the world that we have today. It's people who, in a mean spirited way, try to hold sway over other people, try to force them to their point of view. And one thing about humans is they can hold a point of view through anything. Uh, it's hard to change the human mind because humans do believe what they see, and when they all want to imitate other humans, so we fall in line and we we develop this meanness of spirit that seems have come around the world where we just don't care enough about each other. When that's all we have is how we care about each other and how we can make this world a more livable place and that we've done so far. And it's been here a long time, and it's we're we have to work together in order to make these things stop. The natural disasters, the weather change, um, and these things that are so big that we cannot stop them. They happen for the purpose of making us work together, making us take care of each other. That's it's to show us that no one, and not even one nation, can stand alone against the weather. I mean, you can be completely wiped out. The the weather has and has really gone berserk. It's almost impossible to predict what will happen next year. And this this has always been the entire purpose of astrology, of watching the stars, was to know when to plant, when to harvest the crop, when the rainy season was going to come along, and you could do that by watching Mercury. The planet Mercury runs 4 times as fast as Earth. Well, it goes around 4 times in your Earth's year. So each of the 4 seasons are marked by the planet Mercury. That's been going on as long as anyone has ever marked down a calendar. And the very first writings that have been found are markings on the walls in caves or indentions in bones that count out 28-day lunar cycles, 13 cycles in a year. That's people have known this forever, and they reading the stars is what astrology is about. We are currently in the age of Aquarius, and that's electricity gone crazy. The age of Aquarius came in 1962 when the Telstar satellite went up, the first communication satellite. There, on February the 4th of 1962, all of the visible planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Earth, um, Jupiter, and Saturn, they all lined up with the sun and the Earth's moon in a straight line pointing to the constellation Aquarius. And that's when it actually came in. Now, the ages move backwards. Before the age of Aquarius, we had the age of Pisces. The birth of Jesus is what began the age of Pisces, the age of healing. And in 62 is when we changed to what we have now. The satellite communication really changed the world. It brought the world together in a whole new way. And it also, for the first time, let us see worldwide weather, the patterns that were going to come when they had the first satellites taking pictures from the sky. So astrology has always been a huge part of, of what's going on in the world until until just past 1800. Astrological readings were only done for kings, queens, and of course their children. When the Buddha was born to a king in India, he had a reading at his birth. And the astrologers said if he connects to the material world, he's going to amass great wealth. But if he connects to the spirit world, he will find great redemption, great forgiveness. He will be able to forgive the world, forgive God, forgive. That's what's been going on. So when this is why the Buddha's father was so opulent in what he gave to the Buddha, trying to tie him to the material world. So he would he would miss his toys, right? He gave him so many things that he thought that would tie him to the world, but it didn't, because he was seeking more than that. He was seeking enlightenment. So in the year 1830 in London, a man broke the law by introducing a new form of astrology. He wrote under the pen name Alan Leo. He didn't dare use his own name. When he pointed out that by using the 12 sun signs, that you could do a daily forecast for anybody who knew what day they were born. Anybody who knew their particular date of birth could now, that astrology opened up to everyone where it had never been before. And this was a huge change. They arrested Leo, and because they arrested him for the crime that was known as gypsy fortune telling. And when Leo went to court and he had to defend himself, he said, "I am not telling fortunes. What I do is no more than knowing which way the ocean current is going to take your boat, to know where you're going to end up." The other thing that Leo said was, everyone's equal. And this is 1830, right? And this is when Great Britain removed slavery from all of their different countries, because Alan Leo said everything comes to us on sunlight, and the one thing that I know for sure is that the sun shines the same on every human on this earth. And that resonated with people to the point where astrology became huge, and turned into a business, because it was open to everyone. Anyone who had money, right, could now have their readings done. But it was just within the last 200 years that astrology really came into the, the common practice of everyday people and being able to see the difference in the different days. Heather says, please need reminded of that one. The sun shines on everything. It's to to think that it was a radical thought at the time, right? Sometimes people have to be awakened to what's going on. It's the the thing about astrology is that people in every single country all around the globe were looking at the same sky, looking at the same stars moving in that sky and interpreting them in in very similar ways, but also very different different ways of being able to predict the animals were used by in Chinese, and the story is that that Confucius told is that it was the Buddha who brought together all the different animals to show that they were all the same, that they should all work together. they, and that's why the year of the animal, the Chinese is based upon this, and it's based upon coming together, uh, which is was really against the the point of view of um, the people of Tibet who became China. They um, they they were against building the huge cities. Uh, the old boy who wrote the Tao Te Ching said all troubles come from roads and bridges, from people going into the next town and putting their nose into other people's business. If everybody would just stay at home, why things would be wonderful. So if if you're born today on July the 28th of this year, you're Leo. Your moon sign is in Sagittarius, and you are going to be in your lifetime. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be overly moved by praise from other people. And you're going to find adventure. The fifth house of Leo is adventure, and it's the gambler, right? It just take a shot. It really is. So this is what you look for in a Leo person. Now, why is that important? It's because each and every one of us, no matter what sign we are, we have all 12 signs tendencies during that sign's part of the year. And the more we can understand the different signs, the signs other than us, the better off we're going to be, the better we can understand that within ourselves. We all react to the changing moon sign, and we all react to the changing sun sign. And it's these things that bring us together, that bond us, and let us know that we are all working for the same goal, and that's to have happiness, peace on earth. It's being being content with what we have. That's that's what we that's what we look forward to. What we're trying to put together in this lifetime, and it is possible. You create your own world by the things that you do, and very often when we're searching for our destiny, when we're searching for our fate, how we fit into the big picture, and we become discouraged because we can't find it. It's never revealed to us. We're it's as if we were just being used to set an example for someone else. And of course, that's a pretty good destiny, to think that you influence people in the right way. That could certainly be your fate. So just living your life is your teaching. The way that you react to the different situations that life surely brings to you, you can't hide. But the way that you react shows other people how to do it. You're always teaching. You're always showing others. You're always setting an example, and that can be enough. That can make you a successful soul in this lifetime. That just might be what you were here to learn, is to be able to accept help from other people. Have you ever turned down the help someone offered just because of who offered it? Think about how dumb that was. How that worked against yourself. How you were sabotaging yourself, holding yourself back. Very often, if we have abused something, say money or power, in a previous lifetime, it makes us very skittish about taking on power and wealth and good things in this lifetime. A lot of people are afraid of what they're going to do if they do hit the lottery. And they do suddenly have more than they could possibly spend in this lifetime. That's what we're all looking for. Right? So I will leave you with that. This is the Cosmic Watch, and we'd like to say thanks to all of the participants in the chat room tonight, and of course to everyone watching and contributing their thoughts and their emotions and participating in the show tonight. Remember to hit the thumbs up button and show your support. Till next time, same place, same station. I'm Franklin, and this is the Cosmic